regular clothing. Actually, scratch that, yesterday's recording was in actual clothing too. Um, yeah, there hasn't been a lot today. I just went on a walk, pretty much one of my normal St. Paul walks. I didn't go all the way to the forest, but I went to this, like, turns out it was a dog park. I'd just seen, like, the entrance to it a lot, so I was curious. Wasn't much there. But it was kind of interesting. And then I watched the newest episode of QI, which was on reflection, which was kind of fun. And I've been talking to friends. I mean, one of my friends is like really sad about leaving for grad school and just like her having to say goodbye because she's going down to Bama, so like not seeing a lot of people. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be south too, so don't worry. Because she was like, I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was in the city. Like, I'm like, it's okay. Now that I know what my future is, I'm not as upset about missing you or whatever. I mean, I'm still upset about and I miss you, but it's like I know that there's still we're gonna have easier opportunities to visit each other. I'm not gonna be $120,000 in debt. Besides that, I mean, Sophia and Heidi had made like a lot of cakes and cupcakes, and they made me a dozen cupcakes, and they were delicious. I only ate one because I was still trying to be good. And yeah, that's been my day. Oh, I also did pack a box. It was mostly full of miscellaneous stuff, and I'm like, they're decorations, I'm not gonna need them. And I really probably should put my coats in one of the vacuum seal bags. But I'm kind of also like, yeah, I don't need to right now. Not yet. But I really should do that because I've got a lot of things that I need to put in and get ready for packing. I know I have a while, but it's still super sucky. So I finally made my like announcement that I was going to University of Kentucky to all like my friends and family and everybody on Facebook, which was like kind of exciting, and a lot of people were sending comments, and it was great. Although one comment I like didn't appreciate was a good family friend was like, oh, my grandson is going there, he's tall and cute. And I'm like, Lynn, my Facebook still says I'm in a relationship with my ex. Like, I don't know if my mother has told you, yes, I've broken up with my boyfriend or not, but that's still something that, like, he's a freshman, I would be starting grad school. That is highly inappropriate. Besides that, like with that, we did a whole photo shoot. Here's like one or two right there. And it was really fun. It was myself and Maggie. And this was after I'd gone on a walk with my friend Hudson earlier in the day. Gosh, I came back and I was just drenched in sweat because like I just sweat profusely. I don't know why. It was that, and I was kind of annoyed because Sophia put the air off because, oh, it was going to be a cooler day. It's like, don't have wind. I want the air on because I want the freaking circulation. I want that. I don't want to be in a stuffy apartment. I didn't notice it initially, but I was like, when I've been much more active, it's been noticeable. And it was that, and partially because I initially allowed her to do it and I was being somewhat passive about it. She uses my pots and pans all the time, and initially she asked, and then she kind of just stopped. And my thought process was like, if you need to use it enough where you're using it more than I am, you really should get your own. But it's my own fault for not having been like, hey, don't use it, or hey, get your own, like explicitly saying it, because she doesn't want us to be passive aggressive. And I'm like, it's okay, I just don't prefer it. I would like to be using mine, and I'd like to be hanging out with you more, but that's also not happening, so I'm just living with it. I don't know. It's been a weird day because I also realized in some ways everybody, like certain people knew before, and I was like, I wish I could have told them personally instead. Like, I didn't get to tell Heidi, who, yes, she's Sophia's girlfriend, but also she's one of my friends at this point, and I would have liked to have told her personally, as well as my friend Hudson. One of my other friends told him that I was going to Kentucky, and I'm like, I kind of wish I could have said it myself, told them myself. I wanted, like, their immediate reaction. I don't know. I think it's when they're friends around here, I want to tell them personally. When it's like a family friend or something, I'm totally okay with them just like, my folks just like saying, hey, she's going someplace. But when it's friends, I want to see it myself.
So it is the end of Wednesday, or not Wednesday, Tuesday, because there was a Vlog Brothers video today, so that means it's a Tuesday. But I did more packing. I got all 4 space bags that I had before, like, filled and put in one of the 2 suitcases. I actually have 3 suitcases. One of the 3 suitcases I have, it's one of the 2 big ones I own, and I don't even really own it. I'm like full of contradictions today, but it's one of the infamous ones we bring when moving. It was first bought when my family was moving to Hawaii, and it carried my sister's, like, not Legos, but like the larger ones that kids have. My mother remembers that so vividly, and it was one of those early rolling suitcases. However, the problem with the early rolling suitcases is that they're not easy to maneuver at all. And my mother is like, oh, it's so great. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it is not. It is one of the most awkward things I have ever had to carry around because it doesn't roll well. The wheels are too small and are on the wrong part of the suitcase. And then I went over to I went over to Whole Foods to pick up an Amazon order. Because yes, I could have gotten it here at the apartment, but I didn't want to because I wanted to have the walk. And then I went to Whole Foods to pick up some snacks. And I think it'll probably be the only time I'll go there. I have an Amazon gift card, which is why I've been buying stuff from Amazon occasionally. But I don't want to continue buying from Amazon because they treat their workers pretty poorly. And Jeff Bezos can do a lot if he actually would spend his money to help people. And also have Amazon pay their taxes. Besides that, I just talked with Emily for a really long time. It was really good to talk with her. I mean, we talk a lot, but we used to spend almost every day together. And so us not spending time together just like is crazy. Yeah. And she's moving on Friday. So, yeah.
So, guess who actually did stuff today? I did. I looked at housing and now I'm even more overwhelmed because the housing for Kentucky was like horrible. But there's a couple of places. One of them I'm hesitant just because it seems like it's kind of like a really college dormy, like not like party-ish. The other one, some of the reviews sounded horrible. Like there was a couple of them that just did not make me feel comfortable because they were recent. My sister's like, oh, don't worry, people are just more likely to put in bad reviews, and I'm like, yeah, but these bad reviews are like bad. And then another one doesn't have furniture, which I don't have my own furniture, and like one of them I'd have to rent furniture, but I could do that and slowly get my own stuff, like save up and like 5 months in buy a dresser, like get a new desk or a different desk or get other furniture over time, like save up a bit, buy something. Yeah, I'm just overwhelmed. There's a lot. I may just go with the original just because I'm like, you know what, it works. The other place was very nice with like the woman that I was talking to, but if it's
I need to talk to my folks, because if it's not furnished, I don't have my own furniture. I've only got my futon, but I was planning on leaving that here. So it's all crazy, kind of scary, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Besides that, I did talk to the other grad student in the group I'm joining, and it's another woman, and I'm just like, this is cool, and she seems really nice, and I talked with her for about 30 minutes, and then I talked with my older sister for like a couple of hours, my middle sister for a couple of hours, and it was great to talk to her. And then also I finally started doing the like material science. Like I was writing more of a script because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. And then I also like started doing initially some of the like video stuff. It's really bad, but I did a little bit of the recording and a little bit of the like intro animation. It's gonna be bad, but I don't have like all these extra like Adobe stuff. I just have the same editor, like editing program I've been using, so yeah. So it is the end of whatchamacallit, Thursday. I went on a 7-mile walk today. It was the first 7-mile walk I've done in a while. I just went over to Loring Park, and it was a good therapeutic walk. A little over 2 hours. Yeah, so I finished filling out the application for 2 different places. I didn't do that third place because they never actually sent me anything about how to do the virtual tour. And I just kind of felt like iffy with some of their reviews. And I had my dad as the curator for both places. And he had an issue with like one of them on trying to access his account. And the other one, I'd been honest with them, and I'm like, hey, yeah, we can rent furniture, but nothing is theoretically furnished, which makes me nervous. And I think my dad, because I was talking with him a bit, I think he may be like, oh, we can help out a bit, like a little bit, like, oh, we can look around a bit for stuff, which I'm totally cool with. Like, I kind of started looking, and there was a overstock place where I could probably get about $500-ish, maybe $600 a bed and bed frame, like a mattress and bed frame. And I would want a dresser. I could pick up, I don't think I would need a rug. I'm trying to think what other things. Oh, like a table, desk. I could probably get things for under $1,500 maybe, or approximately $1,500 if I worked the system right. Not totally sure. It just is a lot, and I'm like, and that's, yeah. And either way, I'd want to have like like furniture over time, because I don't want to be a 28-year-old with no furniture. Like that's just sad. That is just sad to not have furniture. Yeah. God, I'm just overwhelmed a bit. In a week I leave, which is also crazy. In a week you won't see this white wall. It'll probably be a different white wall. So that'll be fun.
So it is the end of Friday. I've got another box packed. Yeah, the apartment stuff is kind of at a standstill right now. I'm setting up appointments to go see the places because my folks want to. Sophia keeps on mentioning, oh, just go to IKEA and get stuff, or order from IKEA. And I'm like, I don't know if it's going to ship from IKEA because the closest IKEA is like 4 hours away. Something like that. So I don't know. And I get IKEA, but I'm also like, I don't know. I'm a little annoyed. I think in some ways I'm trying to cope with the fact that we're not going to be living together for anymore, and the fact that we're not going to see each other and picking fights, and that's why I'm getting more annoyed at her. Because there's just been so many instances where I'm like, neither one of us are listening to each other. we're both being very set in our ways, because I think actually, she's stressed because she's leaving for a while. I'm stressed because I'm leaving permanently. I don't know. I think I'm trying to pick fights with her. I think that's a good portion of it. Besides that, I talked with my mom twice, because the first time I just started freaking out about housing stuff, because I had applied to 2 different places. I didn't sign a lease for either. And then the other incident was she was sending stuff and asking me a question. We talked for the rest of my walk. And then I talked to my oldest sister, because she was giving me some advice. Because I was like, because she was saying I should go to the place that seems a little bit more fratty, at least to start off with. So I can collect furniture over that semester and that year and start working stuff, and I don't have to live there permanently. And I can figure out other situations. And that was the whole thing where Sophia was like, well, you could still just order it from IKEA. And I'm like, well, IKEA may not be the cheapest it was. It probably is. However, what if I don't want amazing quality, but I want to be able to have an easier time accessing it? And it's like the closest IKEA is like 4-ish hours away. I'm like, that's not great. That's not like back home where I can stop off immediately and go to an IKEA, or even here where there's a really close IKEA. Besides that, I don't know. It's been, it was like slow going this afternoon after my walk. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to acknowledge the world. And I'm excited for tomorrow because I'm going out to lunch with a friend who I haven't seen in a long time, but yeah, it'll be fun.
So it is the end of Saturday. I don't know if I'm gonna get my video up early or not, because I haven't edited it at all, and I was gonna be watching a movie, so I don't know when I'm gonna actually be on my laptop. I've got more things packed. I'm a little overwhelmed because there's things that I still need to use, and I feel like I've used up most of my boxes, but I haven't really. It's just I have a lot of stuff, and it's not like I haven't had most of this stuff before. I've gotten more things since I first moved here, but I also haven't at the same time. It's only a handful of things, and I know I'm not going like a 1-for-1 right now, like on once I brought something in, I got rid of something, but I didn't think I'd had as much. Yeah, so that's been annoying. Or not annoying, but just like periodically just makes me go like besides that, one of my friends and I, we went out to lunch. I hadn't seen him in person since January, but like we humorously have like an over 400-day streak on Snapchat. Like that's just a thing. And it was good to hang out with him and talk with him, and I will acknowledge when we were freshmen and off and on until like end of junior year, I had a crush on him, but like we were growing up at different rates. And I mean, he is right now enjoying being an adult, and I'm really happy for him. Like I'm incredibly happy for him, and that he's enjoying what he's doing right now. But yeah, but it was good to hang out with him, and I went on a walk, and today was Sophia's last day, and I'm just like, we're gonna watch Clue together because she hasn't seen it, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to get back from Triangle. But yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of things I still need to do, and I'm just like freaking out a bit. I know I will survive. There's just a lot of things that I'm like, I forgot about this, I forgot about that. Oh my god. So we'll see how all that goes.